You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
I got to tell you guys, it's probably not too many times I'm actually going to agree with Jay Williams, who works for ESPN. Now, Stephen A. Smith came out and made one of the most blasphemous takes I've probably ever heard of, guys. When it comes to Giannis, man, who plays for the Bucks, he's been with the Bucks his whole entire career. Now, for the most part, guys, when I think of the Bucks during my lifetime, the Bucks, they were average or bad. Now, Giannis actually took the Bucks to an NBA title. He won an NBA title. And that was the first time the Bucks, I believe, had even went to the finals since Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Giannis is a great player. And by the way, he's only 30. He's a two-time league MVP. He won it back-to-back, NBA champion, and NBA Finals MVP. But Stephen A. Smith said that if Giannis finishes his career with one title, he's an underachiever. Folks, this is absolutely crazy. Crazy in my opinion, guys. There's been other great players that have won one title. Some have won none. Folks, before Tim Duncan, everyone was saying that, for the most part anyway, that Karl Malone was the greatest power forward of all time. Now, Karl Malone went to 2 NBA Finals. I believe he has 2 league MVPs. He was all-time great, but he didn't win a title. But still, I believe a lot of people believe that Karl Malone is the second or third greatest power forward of all time. He didn't win a title. Neither did Charles Barkley, man. Charles Barkley was all-time great. He got to the finals. He didn't win. And just the same case with Karl Malone, they both lost to Michael Jordan, by the way. Okay? They both lost to Michael Jordan in the finals. But for Stephen A. Smith to say that Giannis, if he only finishes with one title, he's going to be an underachiever, that is crazy, man. And you know what? I believe the media is also to blame, really, for these super teams, because they want you to think that you are a bum if you don't win a title. And Jay Williams, man, went on First Take and destroyed Stephen A. Smith for this take. So let's go ahead and get into it. So right over here, guys, ESPN analyst torches Stephen A. Smith on air for controversial take on Milwaukee Bucks star. Horrible. Now, I don't know if Giannis is actually going to stay in Milwaukee. There's speculation that he could actually be on another team. But regardless, guys, so far in his career, look at this. He's only 30. Look here, he's an NBA champion, 2021. NBA Finals MVP in 2021. 2-time MVP, 9-time All-Star. I don't even care about All-Star game MVPs. That doesn't mean anything. 7-time All-NBA first team, 2-time second team. 4-time NBA All-Defensive first team. He's a great defender. But Stephen A. is going to say that he's an underachiever. Let's go ahead and watch this clip, guys. Here we go.
On how he'd view Giannis without winning another championship. Let's flash back.
Underachiever. I'm going to tell you why. He's one of the greatest players to ever play the game. 9 All-NBA selections in his career, 9 All-Star selections, and top 10 finishes in league MVP voting 9 times. And he has more of that than postseason series wins. That's unacceptable. You don't look at somebody that dominant, that fantastic, with that kind of fire in his belly to compete on a night in, night out basis, and all you have is one championship to show for it.
aging, Jay will.
Well,
he's sitting next to me on TV. It looks like I pointed the right way.
aging to me.
Yeah. I'm old.
That was one of your worst takes I've heard in a long time, man. That was horrible. I had to, like I'm the little brother that is filled with the venom sometimes when you and I go at each other, and it's all love because it's always love. But I think we really need to do a better job of reframing some of these conversations, right? And if you were to say that the franchise, the Milwaukee Bucks, have underachieved or are the biggest underachievers with the talent of Giannis, fair. But a guy who has a 50-point closeout game, a guy who's never chased any of these dream team scenarios, a guy who is a finals MVP, a guy who's a multi-time All-Star, All-NBA, all everything, global face of the game, the fact that he brought an NBA championship to Milwaukee, in the midst of the fire that he did, to call him an underachiever, I just think is an asinine comment. Because then if we go through history, we're calling a lot of these other great players who have won one NBA championship, which, by the way, you know how hard it is to win a championship? It's one of the hardest. It's like, okay, my college career, I'm an underachiever because my freshman and my junior year, we lost to Florida in the Sweet 16 and we lost to Indiana in the Sweet 16. And both of them went on to lose in a national championship game, but I got one my sophomore year, so I'm an underachiever because I should have more. So you're calling Allen Iverson an underachiever.
Allen Iverson never won a title. And people revere Allen Iverson. They got to one finals. And remember in that 2001 finals, he was the only player to actually defeat the Lakers during that run. The Lakers went 15, I believe it was 15 back then, 15-1 for that run. Iverson was the only one to beat them.
You're calling Dirk an underachiever. You're calling KG an underachiever. You just called Oscar Robertson an underachiever because they've all got one championship. And because their talent is so great that in your mind, if they don't win more than one, if their career ends with only one championship, which just sounds crazy to say that would have negative connotation in it, which I think, frankly, is part of your job, having the seat that you have, having the career that you've had, right? We got to frame these conversations because there's no way in hell anybody who watches basketball, who knows the level of greatness that comes along with Giannis would say that he's an underachiever. Now, maybe Giannis might think to himself quietly, hey, I wish I could have got more championships. But I think anybody who's won a championship knows how everything needs to align perfectly, from front office to coaching to personnel to the ball bouncing the right way every single time.
Yeah, I'm going to stop right there, guys. And by the way, man, he had mentioned KG, Kevin Garnett. Kevin Garnett, if you remember, guys, Kevin Garnett played for the Minnesota Timberwolves for 12 years or something like that. He didn't get out the first round for 10 years. Never won a playoff series for 10 years. And remember, he got traded to Boston. And then he went to back-to-back finals. He won one title. And guess what? He wasn't even the MVP of that finals. It was Paul Pierce. And I believe, guys, that Paul Pierce, man, he was a very good player. But nobody's going to say Paul Pierce is, oh, man, he's an all-time great player as in top 20. No, he's not. He's not even top 30. Okay? Great player, but he's not in the upper echelon of all-time great players. And Paul Pierce was the finals MVP, not Kevin Garnett. Dirk caught a lot of heat, man, for quite a few years. He won an MVP, and he actually beat the Big Three in Miami when LeBron James just disappeared that first year in Miami. And by the way, it took LeBron James going to Miami to actually win his first 2 titles. He left Cleveland, remember? Giannis has not left the Bucks. He's been pretty loyal to the Bucks. Yeah, that's a crazy take right there from Stephen A. Smith. And he rightly got called out. Clyde Drexler, man. Clyde Drexler, remember, he got traded to my Houston Rockets in 1995. Clyde Drexler was the second best point guard, not point guard, but 2 guard of that era behind Michael Jordan. Clyde Drexler was a great player. Now, granted, he went to 2 NBA finals with the Blazers. He got traded to Houston. He won a title. Now, Hakeem, because Hakeem was on another level, was the finals MVP. Winning 1 title, man, is hard. It is hard. So I think we got to respect players that actually do win titles. Now, you may be looking at Kevin Durant. That's completely different, man, because Kevin Durant was already a superstar, and he went to a team that had already won a title that didn't need him. And since he actually left Golden State, Kevin Durant hasn't done anything. So I believe that's a bit different right there. But gonna leave right there, guys. That's just my thoughts on this. What do you guys think of this? Black and white sports fans, let us know what you think about all this in the comments. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, and we will catch you next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.